Welcome back.
Dobrodošli nazad.
This is Dr. Sandoval,
Ja sam dr. Sandoval
and this is the Law of Life.
i ovo je Zakon života.
So let's get right back into our topic.
Hajmo da se vratimo u našu temu.
And speaking of being hurt,
I kada govorimo ako smo povređeni,
now learning what we have learned,
ono što smo do sada naučili,
who can hurt me?
ko može da me povredi?
Well, from an emotional or a spiritual level,
Sa emocionalno-duhovnog pogleda,
no one can hurt me.
niko ne može da me povredi.
Only I can hurt myself.
Ja jedino mogu sam sebe da povredim.
You see, only I can breathe for myself.
Ja jedini mogu da dišem za sebe.
Only I can eat for myself.
Ja jedini mogu da jedem za sebe.
Only I can drink for myself.
Ja jedino mogu da pijem za sebe.
And only I can think for myself.
I jedino ja mogu da mislim za sebe.
And only what I breathe and eat and drink,
I jedino šta ja dišem, jedem i pijem,
not what somebody else breathes or eats or drinks,
a ne neko drugi koji jede, pije i diše,
impacts my body and my health.
utiče na moje telo i na moje zdravlje.
Only my thinking impacts my health,
Jedino moje razmišljanje utiče na moje zdravlje i telo.
not what you think.
Ne šta vi mislite,
What someone else does might provide a hurtful environment,
postupci drugih mogu da stvaraju bolnu sredinu,
but the buffet of God's love is always available.
ali švedski sto Božije ljubavi je uvek prisutan.
And whatever the situation,
I u bilo kojoj situaciji
I can choose to take from his buffet
ja mogu da izaberem da uzmem iz njegovog restorana švedskog stola
rather than another's hurtful environment.
više pre nego iz sredine ljudi koji povređuju.
So it is my choice
Moja je opcija
whether I think the hurtful thoughts
da razmišljam o povredljivim stvarima
based upon what they have said and done,
u zavisnosti od onoga šta su oni rekli i učinili,
or loving thoughts
ili voljene misli
based upon God's love.
u zavisnosti od Božje ljubavi.
By God's power,
Božjom silom
He gives me the opportunity
on mi daje mogućnost
to make that choice.
da ja to izaberem.
So my decision,
Moja odluka,
my thinking,
moje razmišljanje,
not their actions,
a ne njihovi postupci
determine my outcomes.
koji odlučuju krajnji rezultat.
So let's take a look at an example.
Hajmo da pogledamo jedan primjer.
Martha and Herb were married together.
Marta i Herb su bili zajedno u braku.
35 years they had been together.
35 godina su bili zajedno.
Herb was a traveling salesman,
A Herb je bio trgovački putnik
so he was gone during the week and home on the weekends.
i on je bio odsutan u toku nedelja, vratio bi se kući za vikende.
Their marriage was a fairly good marriage,
I to je bio dobar brak,
and but they never had any children together.
ali nikada nisu imali decu zajedno.
And Martha was doing fine
I Marti je bilo sve u redu
until she found out.
dok nije saznala.
What did she find out?
Šta je saznala?
Well, she found out that Herb was not exactly being faithful to her.
Saznala da Herb nije u stvari bio veran njoj u potpunosti.
In fact, she found out Herb had not been faithful to her for the entire 35 years.
Šta više ne je saznala da Herb nije bio veran njoj skoro u celom njihovom braku.
In fact,
U stvari,
she found out
ona je saznala
that Herb had another family in another city,
da je Herb imao drugu porodicu u drugome gradu.
and she was wife number 2.
I ona je bila žena broj 2.
Well, you can imagine that she did not handle this news well.
I vi možete zamislite da ona tu vest nije mogla dobro da prihvati.
Martha began to not be able to sleep well at night.
I u tom trenutku Marta je počela da ima nesanice.
She was worried about what she might do.
Brinula se šta će morati da uradi.
She didn't have any family to rely upon.
Nije mogla ni jednu porodicu svoju da se osloni.
Herb had been her only source of financial support.
I Herb je bio jedini izvor finansijske podrške.
She needed some sleeping medicine.
I njoj su bili potrebni lekovi za spavanje.
Eventually, she developed pain.
Kasnije ona razvila neki bol.
She started developing autoimmune conditions.
I počela je da dobije autoimunu bolest.
And 3 years later,
I 3 godine kasnije,
she is almost dying.
Ona skoro umire.
What caused Martha's decline?
Šta je uzrokovalo Martinom zdravstvenom padu?
Well, we would be tempted to believe
Mi ćemo biti iskušani da razmišljamo, da verujemo
that it was Herb's infidelity.
Da je to bila njegova nevernost.
But that's not the cause.
Ali to nije uzrok.
Because Herb had been unfaithful to her for 35 years.
Jer 35 godina njen suprug Herb nije bio njoj veran.
And she was fine for the 35 years.
I s njom je sve bilo u redu 35 godina.
She didn't begin to be sick
Nije postala bolesna
until she found out.
dok nije saznala.
You see, it was not Herb's infidelity that caused her decline.
Vidite, nije Herbova nevernost prouzrokovala njen zdravstveni pad,
It was Martha's thinking about his infidelity
već njeno razmišljanje o njegovom neverstvu,
that led to her decline.
što je vodilo do njenog zdravstvenog pada.
You see, she thought that Herb was hers.
Ona je mislila da je Herb njen.
He was her possession.
On je bio njeno posredstvo.
Herb was her source.
Herb je bio njen izvor.
She ate from his buffet.
Ona je jela iz njegovog švedskog stola.
And she suffered personal loss
Ona je patila od ličnog gubitka
because she lost her source.
jer je izgubila svoj izvor.
She lost her treasure.
Izgubila je svoje blago.
But was he really hers?
Ali da li je on stvarno bio njen?
Was it her love that she loved with?
Ili njena ljubav s kojom je ona volila?
Was he really the source of the love that she needed?
Da li je on trebao da bude izvor ljubavi koja je njoj bila potrebna?
No.
Ne.
It was just the deception.
To je samo bila prevara.
Did she really have anything to lose?
Da li ona imala bilo šta da izgubi?
No, she didn't.
Ne, nije.
But she thought she did.
Ali ona mislila da jeste.
She could have looked at the situation and been grateful for how he had supported her over the years.
Ona je mogla da gleda iz drugog ugla na tu situaciju, kako je on podržavao sve ove godine.
She could have been thankful for God's support for her through all of this time.
I da bude zahvalna Bogu za svu podršku koju je imala sve to vreme.
And she could have celebrated the good weekends they had together for 35 years.
I mogla je da proslavlja lepe vikende koje su imali u zadnjih 35 godina.
And if she had done that,
Da je to učinila,
what would her health have been like now?
kako bi njeno zdravlje sada bilo?
Well, it would have been different.
Bilo bi drugačije.
It was not what happened to her that destroyed her health.
Nije ono što se njoj desilo uništilo njeno zdravlje,
It was what she thought about what happened to her
već ono što je mislila da se desilo njoj
that destroyed her health.
je uništilo njeno zdravlje.
I have the privilege of taking care of many patients.
Imao sam privilegiju da se brinem o dosta pacijenata.
And this is a very familiar scenario.
I ovo je jako poznat scenario.
Now, it might not be the loss of a husband.
Možda nije situacija gde je neko izgubio supruga,
It might be the loss of a child.
možda je neko izgubio dete,
It might be the loss of a job.
možda je neko izgubio posao,
It might be the loss of some other loved one,
možda gubitak nekog drugog voljenog,
or some capability or capacity that an individual had.
ili možda neka mogućnost koju je jedna osoba imala.
And the response to that loss
I odgovor na taj gubitak
leads to disease and dysfunction in the body.
vodi vas do bolesti i disfunkcije u telu.
Because the thoughts are not upon love.
Jer misli se ne zasnivaju na ljubavi.
And love is what you need.
A ljubav je ono što vam je potrebno.
You don't need loss.
Vama nije potreban gubitak.
So when I give the gift of time, love, or concern,
Kada ja dajem dar vremena ili brige ili nežnosti,
I need to remember
moram da se setim,
I'm just the delivery person.
ja sam samo kurirska služba.
I'm the delivery person of God's love,
Ja sam kurirska služba Božje ljubavi,
not my own.
ne moje.
I'm not the owner,
Ja nisam vlasnik,
I'm only the steward.
ja sam samo sluga ili pristav.
And that sets me free
I to me oslobađa
from the personal hurts that come,
od ličnih povreda koje dolaze,
because it's not about me anymore.
jer više nije ništa o meni.
I'm not my own,
Ja nisam svoj,
I am God's.
ja sam Božji.
So let's look at love relationships from a different standpoint.
Hajmo sada da gledamo ljubavnu vezu iz neke druge pogleda.
God has created us for two love relationships.
Gospod nas je stvorio za dve ljubavne veze
That function in the heart.
koje funkcionišu u srcu.
The one relationship is the relationship from which I take,
Jedan odnos je odnos da ja uzimam,
and the other is the relationship to which I give.
a drugi je odnos ili veza gde ja dajem.
And both are legitimately love.
I oboje su ljubav.
And God has created us
I Bog nas je stvorio
so that we might take
da možemo da uzmemo,
to give.
da dajemo.
This represents divine love.
Ovo predstavlja božansku ljubav.
And this is the love that functions in the heart that is redeemed by God.
I ova ljubav funkcioniše u srcu onoga ko je otkupljen Bogom.
But the enemy,
Ali neprijatelj,
who is not a creator
koji nije stvoritelj
and cannot make anything new,
i koji ne može ništa novo da stvori,
he takes what God made
on uzima šta je Bog stvorio
and he turns it backwards.
i on ga okreće naopako.
So that instead of taking to give,
Umesto da uzmete da date,
we give
vi dajete
to take,
da uzmete.
or give to receive.
Dajete da bi dobili.
This is the fallen heart,
Ovo je srce koje je palo.
the old heart,
Staro srce.
sin.
Greh.
And when we go the direction God creates us to go,
I kada idemo smerom za koji nas je Bog stvorio,
that brings life.
to donosi život.
But if we go in the opposite direction,
Ali ako idemo u kontrasmeru,
that brings death.
to nas vodi u smrt.
Now, let's talk for a little bit about the law that governs love.
Hajmo sada da govorimo o zakonu pod kojim se vodi ljubav.
That law is the Ten Commandments.
To je zakon 10 Božjih zapovesti.
And the Ten Commandments tell us
10 zapovesti nam govore
that there is one God,
da ima jedan Bog,
that only one should we worship.
postoji mi samo jedan kome treba služiti,
Not images
ne nekim kipovima ili likovima,
or any other representations of God,
ili nešto što predstavlja Boga,
that we are to respect God's name,
i da poštujemo Božje ime,
not just by how we speak it,
ne samo kako izgovaramo,
but how we live as well.
već isto tako kako živimo.
These commandments tell us
Ove zapovesti nam govore
that God has set aside one day especially for us to worship him on.
i da je Bog stavio jedan dan po strani da mi možemo da mu služimo.
Sabbath, the seventh day of the week.
To je subota, 7. dan u nedelji.
These commandments tell us that we should honor our mother and father.
Ova zapoved nas kaže isto da poštujemo oca i majku.
Right? These commandments tell us that we should not kill others,
Zapovest nam kaže da ne ubijemo druge,
that we should not commit adultery,
da ne učinimo preljubu,
that we should not steal,
da ne krademo,
that we should not lie to others,
da ne lažemo drugima
or give a wrong story about our neighbors,
ili da govorimo neistinu o drugima
and that we should not covet those things that belong to our neighbors.
i da ne želimo nešto od nekoga drugog što mu pripada.
Now, these commandments were written on 2 tables of stone.
Ove zapovesti su zapisane na 2 kamene ploče.
And when I was small,
I kada sam bio mali,
I thought that was because God's finger was really big
mislio sam zato što je Božji prst bio jako veliki
and he couldn't write it all on one stone.
i nije mogao da sve napiše na jednom kamenu.
I didn't understand things very well.
Nisam dobro te stvari razumeo tada.
But the reason he did write the commandments on 2 stones
Ali razlog zašto je napisao zapovesti na 2 kamena
is because one stone governs the taking love,
znači jedan kamen vlada uzimanjem ljubavi,
and the other stone governs the giving love.
a drugi vlada davanjem ljubavi.
The first stone
Prvi kamen
has 4 commandments
ima 4 zapovesti,
that are exclusive commandments.
one su isključive zapovesti.
The second stone
A drugi kamen
has 6 commandments
ima 6 zapovesti
that are inclusive commandments.
koje uključujući.
So, what do I mean by that?
Šta ja mislim u vezi toga?
Well, the first commandment tells us that there is one God.
Prva zapovest kaže da postoji jedan Bog.
That means that it excludes all others.
To znači da izostavlja sve druge bogove.
The second commandment tells us
Druga zapovest nam kaže
that we are to only worship one.
mi bi tamo samo trebali njemu da služimo.
And that excludes the worship of all others.
I to izostavlja služenje drugim bogovima.
The third commandment tells us
Treća zapovest nam kaže
that we are to respect in our words and life
da poštujemo u našim rečima i našem životu
one.
jedan
And that excludes all others.
i to otklanja sve druge.
And the fourth commandment tells us
A četvrta zapovest nam govori
that there is one day that God has set aside
da je Gospod izabrao jedan dan da ga stavi po strani,
that we are to especially worship him.
da ga slavimo.
And that excludes all other days.
I to isključuje sve druge dane.
Right? So those are exclusive commandments.
Ovo su isključive zapovesti.
In summary,
U sažetku,
these first 4 commandments are telling us
ove prve 4 zapovesti nam govore
there is only one source,
postoji samo jedan izvor,
and that source is God.
a taj izvor je Bog.
So only take from here.
Samo uzmi odavde.
The second set of commandments
Druga grupa zapovesti
are inclusive commandments.
su uključujuće zapovesti
And it begins with commandment number 5.
i počinje sa 5. zapovesti.
The fifth commandment tells us
5. zapovest kaže
that we are to honor our father and mother.
da poštujemo našeg oca i majku.
Is honor taking or is it giving?
Da li je poštovanje uzimanje ili davanje?
It's giving.
To je davanje.
So we are to give honor to our parents.
Znači, dajte i poštujte.
Does that commandment give us characteristics
Da li ta nam zapovest daje karakteristike
of our parents
naših roditelja
that allow us to not honor them
koje nam dozvoljava da ih ne poštujemo
if they have those characteristics?
ako imaju te karakteristike?
The answer is no.
Odgovor je ne.
You are to honor your mother and your father
Vi treba da poštujete vašeg oca i majku,
regardless of what they're like,
bez obzira kakvi su oni.
regardless of how they treat you.
Bez obzira kako vas tretiraju,
If they are good parents
bilo da su oni dobri roditelji
or they're bad parents,
ili loši roditelji.
you honor them.
Vi ih poštujete.
Right? You honor them regardless of what they're like.
Vi ih poštujete u bilo kakvi oni da su.
The sixth commandment says
Šesta zapovest kaže
that we should not take life from here.
da ne bi trebali da uzmemo život od ovoga.
The seventh commandment says
Sedma zapovest kaže,
we should not take intimacy from here.
znači mi ne bi trebali neku privatnost da uzmemo.
The eighth commandment says
Osma zapovest kaže
we should not take stuff from here.
da mi ne bi trebali stvari da uzimamo.
The ninth commandment says
Deveta zapovest kaže
we shouldn't take reputation from here.
mi ne bi trebali ni reputaciju da uzimamo odavde.
And the 10th commandment says
I 10. zapovest kaže
don't even think about taking from here.
nemoj čak ni da misliš da uzmeš nešto odavde.
So in summary,
I da sumiramo,
the second table of stone
drugi deo kamena
tells us that we are to give
nam govori da treba da damo,
regardless of what they are like,
bez obzira kakvi su.
but do not take from here.
Ali nemojte da uzimate odavde.
So that's the law that governs the function of love.
Znači, to je zakon koji vlada zakonom ljubavi.
The one that you take from,
Onaj od koga uzimate,
you are dependent upon.
vi ste zavisni od njega.
But the one that you give to,
Ali onome kome dajete,
you are independent of.
vi ste nezavisni.
How does that work?
Kako to radi?
Well, let's look at a different scene.
Hajmo da pogledamo drugu jednu sliku.
Let's imagine that you are looking for country property.
Hajmo da kažemo da tražite kuću u prirodi
And you go to this nice mountain location,
i odete u jedan planinski predeo.
and it has a beautiful river running through it.
Ima jednu prelepu i reku koja protiče kroz to.
And upstream there is a farm.
I negde gore postoji jedna farma.
In the middle there is another farm.
U sredini postoji jedna farma.
And downstream there is another farm.
I na kraju te reke postoji još jedna farma.
And the middle farm is for sale.
I ova u sredini farma je na prodaju.
And the price is just right.
I odlična je cena.
So you buy the farm in the middle.
Znači, kupite ovu farmu koja je u sredini.
It's now yours.
Ona je sada vaša.
The water coming from the river,
I voda koja dolazi niz reku,
you use it to water your crops.
koristite da zalivate vaše plodove i baštu.
You use it for water in your house.
I koristite za vodu u kući.
You even set up power generation through it.
Vi ste čak napravili i generator koji ide na vodu.
So you have all the water and the power you need.
I imate svu struju i vodu koja je potrebna.
And one day,
I jednoga dana,
your neighbor downstream,
komšija koji je ispod vas,
that neighbor decides to start an industry.
taj komšija je odlučio da pokrene jednu industriju.
And that factory pulls a lot of water from the stream into it.
I toj fabrici je potrebno puno vode.
And it uses that for its factory work.
I ona to koristi za proizvodnju, za rad.
And it spits out some dirty water down the other side.
I s druge strane te fabrike ona izbacuje jednu prljavu vodu.
Does that directly affect you?
Da li to direktno utiče na vas?
No,
Ne,
because they're downstream.
jer su oni ispod vas.
You already got all of the water you needed,
Vi ste dobili svu vodu koja vam je potrebna.
and it was good water.
I to je bila dobra voda.
So you don't have to do anything about it.
I vi ne morate ništa da učinite po tom pitanju.
But
Ali
one day your neighbor upstream,
ali onda komšija koji je iznad vas,
they decide to start an industry.
i oni su rešili da dignu jednu fabriku.
And their factory pulls the water from the stream into it.
I njihova fabrika uzima vodu koja dolazi
And it dumps dirty water out into the stream.
i ona baca prljavu vodu u reku.
Does that directly affect you?
Da li to direktno utiče na vas?
Yes, it does.
Da, utiče.
And do you need to do something about it?
Da li nešto mora da preduzmete povodom toga?
Well, yes, you do.
Da, trebate.
You need to fight against that.
Morate da se borite protiv toga.
Why?
Zašto?
Because you're dependent upon the water coming into your property.
Jer vi ste zavisni od vode koja dolazi na vaše imanje.
You have a problem now.
Sada imate problem.
You don't have enough water for your house.
Nemate dovoljno vode za kuću
Your plants are turning brown.
i vaše biljke su sada dobijaju brown boju
And the people are turning green.
i ljudi su počeli da zelene.
So you need to fight for getting that fixed.
I sad vi se borite da ispravite to.
Now, if it was the factory downstream from you,
I da je u pitanju fabrika koja je ispod vas,
you wouldn't have to do anything about it.
ne bi trebali ništa da uradite povodom toga.
So you are dependent upon those who are upstream,
I vi zavisite od onih koji su iznad vas,
and you're independent of those who are downstream.
a nezavisni ste od ovih koji su ispod vas.
You're dependent upon those you take from,
Vi ste zavisni od onih od kojih uzimate,
but you're independent of those you give to.
a nezavisni ste od onih kojima dajete.
We have a problem in life.
Imamo problem u životu.
There are a lot of people that should be over on the giving side
Postoji puno ljudi koji bi trebali da budu na strani davanja,
that are over on the taking side.
koji se nalaze na strani uzimanja.
Our parents,
Naši roditelji,
our family,
naše porodice,
our spouses,
supružnici,
our friends,
naši prijatelji,
right? All are over on the taking side.
oni su svi na strani uzimanja.
How do we know that we're taking from them?
Kako mi znamo da mi uzimamo od njih?
They frustrate you.
Oni nas isfrustriraju,
They make you upset.
uznemiravaju nas,
They hurt you.
oni nas povrede
And they try to control you,
i kontrolišu nas,
even while you try to control them.
iako i vi pokušate njih da kontrolirate.
Again, you have to control a source that you do not trust.
Morate da kontrolišete izvor kome ne verujete.
Right? And you have to protect your sources.
I morate da zaštitite vaše izvore.
And you cannot trust humans,
I ne možete da verujete ljudima.
so you must have to try to control them.
I onda morate da pokušate da ih kontrolišete.
So if those sound familiar to you,
I ako vam ovo izgleda, poznato,
then those you relate to this way,
oni s kojima se naosjećate blisko,
they're on the taking side.
oni su na strani uzimanja.
They're upstream from you.
Oni su uzvodno od vas.
But God never intended for others to be upstream from us.
A Bog nikada nije zamislio da ljudi budu uzvodno od nas.
He intended that He would be the only one upstream.
On je zamislio da jedino on bude uzvodno od vas.
So when we have others upstream,
Kada imamo druge koji su uzvodno,
then we have God downstream,
onda imamo Boga nizvodno
and the law is broken.
i zakon je slomljen.
That law that governs love.
Taj zakon koji vlada ljubavlju.
Right? And all sorts of chaos happens.
I svakakav haos tad se dešava, nastaje.
Now, God did not want this to be our case.
Bog nije želeo da ovo bude naš slučaj.
So God sent Jesus
Bog je poslao Isusa
to come in our sinful flesh,
da dođe u našem grešnom telu,
that He might in Himself
da bi on mogao u sebi
kill that sinful heart.
da ubije to grešno srce,
when he died on the cross.
kad je on umro na krstu.
And as he takes away that sinful heart
I kako on oduzima to grešno srce
in himself,
u sebi,
he can then give us his righteous heart,
onda on može da nam da njegovo pravedno srce,
the new heart
novo srce,
that operates according to the law.
koje funkcioniše po zakonu.
And this is what God was talking about
I to je ono što je Bog govorio
when he told us in Jeremiah chapter 31,
kad nam je govorio u Jeremiji 31. poglavlje, nego je ovo zavet što ću učiniti sa domom Izraeljevim posle ovih dana, govori Gospod. Metnuću zavet svoj u njih i na srca njihova napisat ću ga i bit ću im Bog i oni će mi biti narod.
So God did not intend to take away his law.
Znači, Gospod nije imao želju da otkloni svoj zakon,
He was not going to destroy his law,
nije teo da uništi svoj zakon,
but he was going to restore us to the law
ali on je teo da nas restaurira u zakonu,
by putting his law in our hearts and minds.
da stavi svoj zakon u naša srca i um.
And when he puts the law in our hearts and minds,
I kada stavi zakon u naša srca i um,
then our parents,
onda naši roditelji,
we move them over to the side that we give to.
i onda ih mi stavljamo na stranu gde dajemo,
We do that for our family,
radimo i našu porodicu,
for our spouses,
supružnike,
and our friends,
prijatelje.
so that they're all over on the side that we give to,
Tako da su oni na strani koju mi dajemo,
and the only one left on the side to take from
a jedini koji ostane na strani da uzmemo
is God.
je Bog.
Now, God says that he is a jealous God.
Bog kaže da on je ljubomoran Bog.
Is that a selfish jealousy?
Da li je to sebična ljubomora
Or is it an unselfish jealousy?
ili nesebična ljubomora?
It's an unselfish jealousy.
To je nesebična ljubomora.
God wants to be our only God.
Bog želi da bude naš jedini Bog.
He wants to be our only source
On želi da bude naš jedini izvor,
because he knows
jer zna
every other source
da svaki drugi izvor
will kill us.
će nas ubiti.
And he wants us to live.
A on želi da mi živimo.
Imagine that you had 10 streams coming into your property.
A zamislite da na vašem imanju imate 10 različitih potoka ili izvora
9 of the streams are dirty,
i 9 njih je prljavo,
and 1 stream is clean.
a jedan je čist.
All 10 of those streams come together into one
I svi njih 10 ulaze u jedan
and goes out as a single river out the property of the other side.
i onda oni prolaze i nastavljaju kao jedna reka na drugu stranu.
Will the water going out the other side
Da li voda koja će proći na drugu stranu
be dirty or clean?
biti prljava ili čista?
It will be dirty.
Biće prljava.
Even though you had 1 stream coming in that was pure,
Iako ste imali jedan izvor koji je bio čist,
the result will be dirty.
rezultat će biti da je prljavo.
That's why God wants to be your only stream,
Zato Gospod želi da on bude jedini izvor,
because every other stream is dirty,
jer svi drugi izvori su prljavi
and he wants you to be pure.
i on želi da ti budeš čist.
And you can only be pure
A vi jedino možda budete čisti
if he's your only source.
ako je on vaš jedini izvor.
And the purity of the river
I čistoća reke
going out of your property
koja izlazi sa vašeg imanja
reflects the purity of the river coming into your property.
reflektuje reku koja dolazi na vaše imanje.
So if you're taking from a good source,
I ako uzimate sa dobrog izvora,
you will give good things.
vi ćete dati dobre stvari.
But if you're taking from a polluted source,
Ali ako uzimate od zagađenog izvora,
you will give polluted things.
vi ćete dati zagađene stvari.
So when the law of God
kad je Božji zakon,
is written in our hearts and minds,
kad je napis u našim srcima i umu,
then it is restored.
onda je on obnovljen.
It's no longer broken.
Nije više slomljen.
God is upstream,
Bog je uzvodno,
and everyone else is downstream.
a svi su drugi nizvodno.
And we are no longer dependent upon them.
I mi više ne ovisimo o njima,
We don't have to control them.
ne moramo da ih kontrolišemo.
What they do doesn't directly affect us.
Ono što oni rade direktno ne utiče na nas.
We are oriented towards God.
Mi smo orijentisani ka Bogu.
When you and I take from God,
Kada mi uzmemo od Boga,
that taking results in filling the Spirit with what it needs.
to uzimanje ispunjava duh onome što nam treba.
But as of yet, that doesn't do good to the body.
Ali za sada to ne čini dobro telu.
The body is benefited
Telo ima beneficije
when we give,
kada dajemo,
because the giving must become physical.
jer davanje mora da bude fizičko.
You might give a smile.
Možda ćete se nasmešiti
You might give a hug.
ili nekoga zagrliti
You might give words of encouragement.
ili dati reči ohrabrenja
You might help somebody doing something.
ili da pomognete nekome sa nečim.
The giving always becomes physical.
Davanje je uvek fizičko.
And when it becomes physical,
I kada je fizičko,
that provides what the body needs.
to daje ono što je telu potrebno.
So if you really want to be healthy,
I ako stvarno želite da budete zdravi,
then take your love from God
uzmite ljubav od Boga
and get involved in helping others,
i uključite se u pomaganje drugima,
in giving that love away.
u davanju te ljubavi.
And that will bring health.
I to će vam dovesti do zdravlja.
So, when we have bad fruit and bad leaves,
Kad imamo loše lišće i loše plodove,
the problem is in the soil.
problem je u izvoru, u zemlji.
It's our source.
To je naš izvor.
And when the law that governs the function of love,
Kada zakon koji vlada funkcijom ljubavi,
which is the 10 commandments,
što su 10 zapovesti,
when it is broken,
kada je slomljeno,
we go off the road
mi skrenemo sa puta.
and we develop symptoms, disease, and eventually death.
Mi razvijemo simptome, bolest i konačno je smrt.
And that law is the law of love.
A to je zakon ljubavi.
And when that law is broken,
Kada je taj zakon slomljen,
so is love.
tako je i ljubav.
And so disease,
Tako da bolest
in many cases,
u većini slučajeva
is the result of a love problem.
je rezultat problema ljubavi.
And what is the solution to that problem?
I koja je solucija za ovaj problem?
When you read the Bible
Kada čitate Bibliju,
and it tells you about being healthy,
kad vam govori o stvarima da budete zdravi,
it does not instruct you
ne usmerava vas
to eat your green leafy vegetables.
da jedete zeleno lisnato povrće.
It tells you to obey God's law.
Kaže da budete poslušni Božjem zakonu.
I want to switch topics slightly
Želeo bih da promenimo tematiku na kratko,
and look at loss from another perspective.
da pogledamo zakon iz druge perspektive.
In my practice,
U mom poslu
I have treated many patients
ja sam tretirao puno ljudi
who have developed significant diseases
koji su razvili određene bolesti
after losing a loved one.
od trenutka kad su izgubili neko ko im je voljen.
They mourn the loss of that loved one,
Oni žale za gubitkom voljenog
and the way that they mourn
i način na koji oni pate i žale
leads to disease.
vodi do bolesti.
But is there a way of losing loved ones
Da li postoji način kada izgubimo voljenu osobu,
where it won't kill you?
da vas neće to ubiti?
And the answer is yes.
A odgovor je da.
And the Bible gives us that perspective.
I Biblija nam to govori.
When you were born,
Kada ste rođeni,
how much did you have?
koliko ste vi imali?
Well, you had nothing.
Niste imali ništa.
And when you die,
Kada umrete,
how much will you have?
koliko ćete vi imati?
Nothing.
Ništa.
So if you begin with nothing
Ako počnete sa ništa
and you end with nothing,
i završite sa ništa,
you have nothing to lose.
nemate ništa da izgubite.
Now, if you have something,
Ako imate nešto,
it's because God gave it to you.
to je zato što vam je Bog to dao.
And this green squiggly line represents your life.
I ovo zelena crta predstavlja vaš život.
Life has good times
Život ima dobre trenutke
and not so good times.
i ne tako dobre trenutke.
It has gains
Ima dobitke
and there are losses.
i gubitke.
But if I start with nothing and end with nothing,
Ali ako počnem sa ničim i završim sa ničim,
I really have nothing to lose.
ja nemam ništa da izgubim.
Now, let's go to the Bible,
Hajmo da idemo u Sveto pismo, Bibliju,
to the character of Job,
karakter koji se zove Jov.
because that character gives us the clue
Jer taj karakter nam daje jednu ideju,
to the right way
pravi put
to approach the loss of loved ones.
da pristupimo gubitku voljenog.
In Job chapter 1 and verse 21,
U Jovu 1. poglavlje 21. stih,
Job says,
Jov kaže,
naked I came from my mother's womb.
Go sam izašao iz utrobe materi svoje.
When I was born, I had nothing.
Kad sam se rodio, nisam imao ništa.
Naked shall I return.
Go ću se i vratiti.
When I die, I will have nothing.
Kad umrem, neću imati ništa.
The Lord gave,
Gospod dade,
and the Lord has taken away.
Gospod je uzeo.
Now let me ask you this.
Ajde da vas pita nešto.
Did the Lord give so that you might be the owner?
Da li Bog daje da bi vi bili vlasnik?
Or did the Lord give so that you might be the steward?
Ili on daje da bi vi bili sluga ili pristav?
Job realized
Jov je shvatio
that God gave so that Job might be the steward, not the owner.
Jov je shvatio da je Gospod dao da bi on mogao da bude sluga, a ne vlasnik.
And that makes all the difference.
I to pravi veliku razliku.
For example,
Na primjer,
let's say that you have a lot of money
ajde da kažem imate puno novca
and you have 10 cars,
i da imate 10 automobila,
very expensive cars.
jako skupih,
And you go to your garage one morning
i odete u garažu jedno jutro
and your Lamborghini is missing.
i vaš Lamborghini nije tu.
Will you have a problem with that?
Da li ćete imati problem sa tim?
Yes, you'll have a big problem with that.
Da, imat ćete veliki problem.
Because somebody stole your Lamborghini.
Jer je neko ukrao vaš Lamborghini.
But if there was a rich person
Ali ako tu postoji bogata osoba
and you worked for that rich person
i radite za tu bogatu osobu
and you were the steward of the vehicles,
i vi ste sluga tom automobilu,
right? You had to take care of them.
vi ste morali da se brinete, da ga pazite.
And one day you show up at work
Jednog dana se pojavite na poslu
and the Lamborghini is missing.
i Lamborghini nedostaje
And you find out that the owner gave it away.
i saznate da je vlasnik to dao nekome.
Do you have a big problem?
Da li sada imate veliki problem?
No, you don't.
Ne, vi nemate.
Right? That Lamborghini was not yours.
Taj Lamborghini nije bio ni vaš.
It belonged to the owner.
To je pripadalo vlasniku.
And he could give it away whenever
I on je mogao da ga da kad god
and to whomever he wanted.
i kome god on to želeo.
You don't have a problem with it.
Vi nemate problem sa tim.
But the problem is we think things are ours.
Ali problem je što mi mislimo da su stvari naše.
And so when they are lost,
I kad su one izgubljene,
we are lost too.
mi smo isto izgubljeni.
We get frustrated,
Isfrustiramo se.
angry,
Ljuti smo.
hurt.
Povređeni.
We take it personally.
Mi uzimamo to lično.
We do the same thing with people,
Isto radimo i sa ljudima.
relationships.
Odnosi,
We think they belong to us.
mi mislimo da nam oni pripadaju.
And so when they die,
I kad oni umru,
we mourn as though we were the owner.
mi tugujemo kao da smo mi vlasnici.
God gave,
Bog je dao
and the Lord has taken away.
i Bog je uzeo.
It was his to do both.
Njegovo je bilo da oboje.
But it's very interesting.
Ali je jako interesantno.
Job finishes
Jov završava
by saying,
kazući
"Blessed be the name of the Lord."
da je blagosloveno ime Gospodnje.
How can he say, "Blessed be the name of the Lord"?
Kako on može da kaže da je blagosloveno ime Gospodnje?
Some might not realize the context of this quote.
Neko neće da shvati kontekst ovog citata.
Job was the richest man in the East.
Jov je bio najbogatiji čovjek na istoku.
He had 10 children.
Imao je 10 dece
And in one day he lost everything that he had,
i u jednom danu on je sve izgubio što ima
and all 10 of his children died.
i svih 10 dece umrlo.
And this was Job's response to that tragedy.
I ovo je bio Jovov odgovor na tu tragediju.
So after losing all of his children
I pošto je izgubio svu decu
and all of his possessions,
i sve što je imao,
he could honestly say,
i on je iskreno mogao da kaže
"Blessed be the name of the Lord."
da je blagosloveno ime Gospodnje.
How?
Kako?
It's a good question.
To je dobro pitanje.
Paul tells us
I Pavle nam kaže
in 1 Timothy
u prvoj poslanici Timotiju, 6. poglavlje od 6. do 8. stiha, ali jest velika trgovina pobožnost sa zadovoljstvom, jer ništa ne donesosmo na ovaj svet, dakle ne možemo ništa ni odneti. A kad imamo hranu i odeću, ovim da budemo dovoljni.
So, Paul has the same perspective as Job.
Znači, Paul ima istu pogled kao Jov.
And he's trying to share that same perspective with Timothy.
I on želi to da podeli isto sa Timotejem.
Let me tell you a sad story.
Reći ću vam jednu tužnu priču.
A family,
Porodica,
one day their daughter went missing.
jednog dana njihova ćerka se izgubila.
She didn't come home from school when she was supposed to.
Ona se nije vratila iz škole kada je to trebalo.
So eventually mother calls the school.
I onda je majka zvala školu.
They say she left on time.
Kažu, ona je otišla iz škole na vreme.
She calls friends' homes.
I zvala je prijatelje kod kuće.
But nobody has seen her since she left school.
I niko je nije video kad su otišli iz škole.
She calls her husband at work.
Zove supruga na posao.
Honey, she's not come home yet.
Dragi, ona još nije došla kući.
Father leaves work and comes home.
Otac odlazi sa posla i dolazi kući.
She's still not there.
Još nije kući.
So father drives around the neighborhoods calling for his daughter.
I otac vozi auto kroz komšiluk tražeći svoju ćerku,
While mother stays home waiting for her to come.
dok majka je kući i čeka svoju ćerku.
And as the hours pass
I kako vreme prolazi
and the sun gets low in the horizon,
i kako se sunce spušta niz horizont
as darkness spreads over the land,
i kako je mrak prekrio zemlju,
fear grows in their hearts.
strah počinje da raste u njihovim srcima.
And eventually they call the police.
I konačno su oni zvali policiju.
We have a missing child.
Imamo dete koje se izgubilo.
The police come,
Policija dolazi,
but not much can be done that night.
ali to veče nisu mogli puno da učine
And they spend a long night of waiting.
i proveli su celu noć čekajući.
In the morning, as the sun rises,
Ujutro kad se sunce diglo,
hope rises in their hearts that they will see her that day.
nada se budi u njihovim srcima da će oni vidjeti nju danas.
More police
Više policije
and search teams get involved,
i tim koji traži su se uključili u to
and everybody starts looking for this missing child.
i svi su počeli da traže ovo izgubljeno dete.
Each day,
Svaki dan,
as the sun sets,
kako je sunce zalazilo,
hope dies more firmly.
Nada umire sve čvršće.
And every morning,
I svako jutro,
as the sun rises,
kako se sunce budi,
hope rises a little less than the day before.
nada se budi malo manje nego dan ranije.
And about 2 weeks into this process,
I nekih 2 nedelje posle ovog procesa,
one of the search teams
jedan tim koji je pronalazio,
finds her body in the woods.
našli su njeno telo u šumi.
She is never coming home.
Više nikada neće doći kući.
Hope dies its last death.
I nada umire svojom posljednom smrću.
You can imagine that mother and father,
Vi možete da zamislite tog oca i majku,
how they would mourn the loss of their daughter.
kako tuguju za gubitkom svoje ćerke.
Oh, she died at such a young age.
Umrla je tako mlada.
And she died in such a horrible way.
Umrla je tako mučkom smrću.
She will never graduate from school.
Nikad neće završiti školu.
She'll never get married.
Nikad se neće udati.
There will never be grandchildren.
Nikad neće imati unuke.
Oh, and they will mourn and mourn.
I oni će tugovati, tugovati.
But you know what they're mourning for?
Ali znate čim oni tuguju?
They're mourning for what they never had.
Za onim što nikada nisu imali.
They never had tomorrow.
Oni nikad nisu imali sutra.
They never had graduation.
Nikad nisu imali da je završila školu.
They never had wedding.
Nikad nisu imali venčanje.
They never had the grandchildren.
Nikad nisu imali unuke.
They mourn what they never had.
Tuguju za nečim što nikada nisu imali.
Job said,
Jov je rekao
"Blessed be the name of the Lord."
da je blagosloveno ime Gospodnje.
How?
Kako?
How could he say that?
Kako je on to mogao da kaže?
Let me give you the perspective.
Daću vam jedan pogled na to.
When this mother and father were born,
Kad su se ovi roditelji rodili,
they didn't have their daughter.
oni nisu imali svoju ćerku.
When they die,
Kad su umrli,
they can't take her with them.
oni ne mogu da je povedu sa sobom.
God gave them that daughter,
Bog im je dao tu ćerku,
not to be the owner,
ne da budu vlasnici,
but to be the steward.
ali da budu sluge.
And God gave her to them
I Bog je dao to njima,
for 11 years.
dao im je nju 11 godina.
They had 11 years of time together.
Imali su 11 godina koje su proveli zajedno.
11 years of holding her.
11 godina su je držali.
11 years of feeding her.
11 godina su je hranili.
11 years of supporting her.
11 godina su je podržavali.
11 years of hugging her.
11 godina su je grlili.
11 years of time and memories together.
11 godina vremena koje su oni proveli sa njom.
11 years
11 godina
they had with her.
su bili sa njom.
Blessed be the name of the Lord
Da je blagosloveno ime Gospodnje
for the 11 years that you gave us.
za 11 godina koje si nam dao.
You see the difference?
Da li vidite razliku?
From one standpoint,
Sa jedne tačke gledišta
you've lost.
vi ste izgubili,
But the other standpoint,
ali sa druge tačke gledišta
you've gained.
vi ste dobili.
And if that mother and father mourn like we normally mourn,
I ako ti roditelji tuguju kako mi normalno tugujemo,
it will eventually kill them.
to će ih konačno i ubiti.
But if they respond to her loss
Ali ako njihov odgovor bude na gubitak
with gratefulness for what God has given,
sa zahvalnošću šta im je Gospod dao,
that will not kill them.
to ih neće ubiti.
Because gratitude never harms the body.
Jer zadovoljstvo nikada neće oštetiti srce.
It always does good to the body.
Ono uvek čini dobro srcu.
Right? Paul gives us another perspective.
Pavle nam daje još jednu sliku.
He says in Romans chapter 8,
On nam kaže u Rimljanima 8. poglavlje, A znamo da onima koji ljube Boga sve ide na dobro, koji su pozvani po namerama.
So what Paul is telling us
Šta nam Paul govori?
is that no matter what comes to us,
Nije bitno šta god nam se desi,
God can turn it into good.
Bog može to da okrene na dobro.
The enemy, the devil,
Neprijatelj, đavo,
tries to kill us,
pokušava da nas ubije,
tries to destroy us.
da nas uništi
And in the midst of his attempt to destroy us,
i u svemu tome gde on pokušava da nas uništi,
God weaves his goodness
Bog prožima svoju dobrotu
to attempt to rescue us from that destruction
u pokušaju da nas spase od tog uništenja
and to work it all out for good.
i da to sve izvede na dobro.
You might be asking,
Možda se vi pitate
how could the murder of 11-year-old child
kako ubica deteta od 11 godina
work out for good?
on može da izvede na dobro.
My question is,
Moje pitanje je
how could God lie?
kako Bog može da laže
And could his promise not be true?
i njegovo obećanje da ne budu istinita.
No, God does not lie.
Ne, Bog ne može da laže
And his promises are always true.
i njegove obećanja su uvek istinita.
For he is the creator.
Jer je on stvoritelj
And when he speaks,
i kada on govori,
it is.
to je tako.
Right? Even if it wasn't before.
Iako to nije bilo ranije.
How could that work out for good?
Kako ovo može da izađe na dobro?
How could the death of that daughter
Kako smrt tog deteta
end up being good?
da može da završi na dobro?
That is what we will explore tomorrow.
To ćemo da sledeći put saznamo.
But before we finish today,
Ali pre nego što završimo večeras,
I want to finish with one final quote.
hoću da završimo sa jednim citatom.
I love this one.
Ja volim ovaj citat. Otac je uvek bio uz Hrista. Snalazilo ga je samo ono što je beskrajna ljubav dopuštala za blagoslov svetu. U tome je bio izvor njegove, ali u tome je izvor i naše utehe, koji je ispunjen Hristovim duhom, prebiva u Hristu. Udarac namenjen njemu pada na Spasitelja, koji ga sa svih strana štiti svojim nazočnošću. Sve što dolazi na njega, dolazi na Hrista. On se ne treba braniti od zla, jer je Hrist njegova odbrana. Ništa ga ne može dotaknuti ako Gospod ne dopusti, a Bog čini da sve pridonosi dobru onih koji ga ljube, oni koji su odlukom Božijom pozvani.
What this quote tells me
Šta mi ovaj citat kaže?
is that God surrounds every one of his children with his own presence.
Da Bog okružuje svoju decu svojim prisutstvom.
And everything that gets to us
I sve što dođe do nas
must get through God first.
mora prvo da dođe kroz Boga.
He is the first one hurt by the slap or the punch.
On je taj prvi koji je povređen nekim šamarom ili udarcem.
And he will not let it get through him
I on neće dozvoliti da to prođe kroz njega,
unless it will work out for good.
jedino ako će to doprineti nečim dobrim.
If it would not work out for good,
Da neće to doprineti nečim dobrim,
he wouldn't let it come through.
on neće dozvoliti to da prođe.
When I was working in the hospital
Kad sam radio u bolnici
on trauma surgery,
sa traumskim operacijama,
one day a woman came in
jednog dana jedna žena došla
and she had a gunshot to the head.
i imala je metak u glavi.
The bullet entered the head here,
A metak je ušao ovde,
and the exit wound was over here.
a izlazna rana je bila ovde.
And you recognize that there's some nice brain tissue between here and here.
I vi znate da ima neko moždano tkivo između jedne tačke do druge.
She was unresponsive when she came in,
Ona nije davala znake kad je došla
and she was rushed off to the CAT scanner
i oni su odveli nju na CT scan
to see what damage was there.
da vide kakva oštećenja su bila unutra.
While she's having the CAT scan,
I dok imala taj CT scan,
we get the story of what happened.
i mi dobijemo priču šta se sve izdešavalo.
She had broken up with her boyfriend.
Ona je prekinula vezu sa svojim dečkom.
Her boyfriend was not happy.
Njen dečak nije bio srećan s tim.
And while she was in her car at a red light,
I dok je bila u svom autu na crvenom svetlu,
the boyfriend walked up to her window
momak je prišao njenom prozoru
with a gun
sa pištoljem
and shot her in the head
i upucao je u glavu.
and walked away.
I otišao je.
She comes back from the CAT scan,
Ona dolazi sa CT skena
and we look at the images,
i pogledamo slike
and we can't believe what we see.
i ne možemo da verujemo šta vidimo.
The bullet never went through her brain.
Metak nikad nije prošao kroz njen mozak.
The bullet came into this side of the head,
Došao je sa ove strane glave,
which is the softest part of the skull.
što je najmekši deo lobanje,
The bullet then tracked under the skin,
i onda je išao ispod kože,
around the skull,
oko lobanje,
came all the way around the back side,
i otišao je iza,
and then came out this side,
i onda je otišao na ovu stranu,
as if it went in here straight through and came out this side.
kao da je ušao sa ove strane i izašao na ovu drugu stranu.
An absolute miracle.
To je apsolutno veliko čudo.
Why did the bullet not go through her brain and kill her?
Zašto metak nije prošao kroz njen mozak i ubio je?
Because it would not have worked out for good.
Jer to ne bi išlo na dobro.
And so God did not allow it to come.
I Bog nije dozvolio da to prođe.
And so he sent his angel
I onda posla svog anđela
to move that bullet around.
da pomeri taj metak okolo.
And yes, she had some injury,
Da, imala je neke povrede,
but because of that,
ali zbog toga
she has greater evidence of God's protection for her.
ima još veći dokaz zaštite Boga.
Tomorrow,
Sutra
we're going to look at the talent of suffering.
govorit ćemo o talentu patnje.
How can these things work out for good?
Kako ove stvari mogu da idu na dobro?
But for now,
Ali za sada,
I'm Dr. Sandoval,
ja sam dr. Sandoval
and this is the law of life.
i ovo je zakon života.